Hi everybody, Nathan Ronan, CFA here with another update for all candidates in the CFA program for the February, May, August, or November 2024 program. This question comes up very often about the CFA pass rates and the actual results page that you receive when you take the level 1, 2, or 3 exam. If you're interested in hearing more about this and understanding the results page, I encourage you to listen to this update. But before you do, and you'd like to continue receiving these updates on a weekly or bi-weekly basis as I post them, please press the subscribe button now and the notifications button so that you can be made aware of them. Because I think that many of these updates can be very helpful and answer the questions that you have as you're going through your CFA journey. Well, I'm sitting here, it's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, shortly thereof, and I'm sitting here with my rum and Coke. No, I'm just kidding. It's just my little bit of drink here to create this little update for you. And, it's very interesting. I receive emails and text messages and phone calls, even sometimes unsolicited, that just call and are people frustrated. And it's usually the same kind of story. Nathan, I just took the level 1 exam, the level 2 exam, or the level 3 exam, and I just got my results. I don't understand them. I failed. I say, okay. First of all, I know you're very uptight about this, but could you do me a quick favor? Could you tell me your name? Oh, yeah, sorry about that. My name is, XYZ. In other words, they just text me right away, and I have no idea who I'm talking to or who's calling me. But anyway, once I find out who I'm talking to, I simply ask them, what happened? And usually the answer is, I really don't understand it. I did X number of mock exams. I studied the materials. I read stuff. I watched videos. I did sample problems. I did the Q bank, so on and so forth and so forth. And I just can't understand the results because when I walked out of the exam, I felt good about it. I felt like I passed. So I don't understand what's happening, and I'm just about to throw in the towel and not, redo it or go forward. What do you suggest? And one of the first things I tell them is, well, do you feel that you passed when you walked out, or do you feel that you might have passed? Oh, no, I felt very comfortable. In fact, when I look at my results page, I'm just like 1 or 2 questions away from passing. And I'm saying, wow. Now, and then I asked them, how do you know that you were 1 or 2 questions away from passing? Well, I'm so close to that line, it can't be more than 1 or 2 questions. I say, did the CFA Institute officially tell you that you were 1 or 2 questions away from passing? Well, no, of course not. But, I could tell I was very close. Well, how do you know it wasn't 3 or 4 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 questions or 10? How do you know? You don't know. It's an assumption that you're making based on looking at a line on a graph of how close you were to the minimum passing score. And a lot of candidates misinterpret those results. And I said to the candidate, let me ask you a question. If you really want to know, or CFA Institute really wanted you to know how close you were to passing, wouldn't they just give you your score and say, out of 180 questions, you got 147 right at level 1. Or if you're a level 2 candidate, out of 88 questions, you got 71 questions right. Or if you're in level 3, out of the number of points given, you had 65% of the points. Wouldn't they just tell you your raw score? Why these little depictions with blue and black and white, and here's the minimum passing score in topic areas? Well, here's what I can tell you for sure based on your results. And this is going to wow you. This is going to really shock you. You failed. That's it. Take it, take the lumps, and move on. Why you exactly failed? Was it because of this score or that topic? It's not that it's impossible to tell. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I just had this conversation yesterday with a level 3 candidate. And I said, does it really matter? And they go, well, I figured that since I didn't do very well on fixed income, what I'll do is I'll push fixed income a lot harder this time, and therefore if I pass fixed income, I should be okay. Well, that's a very bad strategy. And I asked the candidate, tell me something. Are the questions on your February level 3 exam going to be the same questions that you had in August 2023? In other words, is the February 2024 questions and essays going to be the same as the August 2023? No. Well, then how do you know you're going to do well on those questions? Or how do you know that you won't do very well on fixed income and then suddenly equity will tank where you did very well in equity before? You don't. All you can determine, and I've said this over and over and over again, and you know what? People want to listen, people don't want to listen. Cognitive dissonance, sometimes people don't like to hear information that doesn't confirm their beliefs. The only thing you know is that you didn't pass the exam. By how much? You have no idea. Will you pass it next time? You have no idea, because everything is relative to the other people taking the exam on that day. That's the changing variable. So in February 2024, the people taking the level 1 or the level 3 exam are going to be different than the people that took it in November or August of 2023. So different people taking it, different questions. You can never say that your result is going to be the same or necessarily improve or get worse. All you can do is study everything evenly, work evenly, get mentored correctly for the exam, for the kinds of questions that you're going to get, because they're not like the Q-Bank questions, and be prepared better. Okay, but here's what I always point out to people. If you look at your scores, let's say, like you just said, you didn't do well in fixed income, or it doesn't look like you did well in fixed income compared to the other people that took the exam. Let's say the fixed income portion of the exam was 36 points. Now, let's say you got 31 or 32 points. Would you agree that you did relatively well on that portion? Well, yeah, 31 or 32 points. That sounds pretty good out of 36. What's your point, Nathan? Well, how about if I told you that the average, which you don't know, the average was 34 points? Then how'd you do? Well, then I didn't do very well. Great. Now, how about you said you got let's say you got 31 or 32 points out of 36 possible, and now the average was 26 points. Then would you say you did fantastic? Yeah. But you don't know, because you don't know what the average is. You don't know how many points you got, and you don't know what other people got. And you don't know who took the exam, all the people that took the exam. Just maybe the people in your room that you took it that day. So don't worry about so much that your fixed income was low, your equity was high, or your alternative investments was medium, your portfolio management was very high, your economics was very high, but your quant was low. It doesn't really matter too much. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear, because you want to hear, yeah, go and study this harder. Well, somebody that's not very experienced would just tell you to do that. But that's not going to necessarily change your result, as is demonstrated by people that are sitting for a level 1, level 2, or level 3 exam multiple times, more than even 2 or 3 times. Okay? And so what I suggest to you is, don't worry about your score, because you're never going to find out what it was. Don't interpret your mock exam scores as an indicator of the score you're going to get on the real exam, because the people who created the mock exams are different from the people that wrote your real exam. And remember that the questions are always changing from that database of questions that they have at level 1, level 2, and level 3. So that you will receive different questions on each exam that you take for the same level. And the people taking the exam are going to be different. So it's always going to be the same thing, how you stack up relative to the others, and where the Board of Governors determines the minimum passing score should be. So in any case, if you want to learn more about this, I'm happy to educate you when you're working with me, and basically show you how to correctly study for the level 1, level 2, or level 3 exam, not to game the exam, not to take shortcuts, not to spend your time spinning your wheels trying to figure out your scores and everything like that, and mentor you properly for the exam. If that's of interest to you, reach out to me. You could check out my website at chalkandboard.org. That's CHALK and AND, board, BOARD. That's chalkandboard.org. My email is there. My phone number is there. You can text me. You can email me. You can write whatever you like. And I'm happy to even spend a couple of minutes with you and help you out, so that you know that you're working with somebody that's going to get you to where you go, which is the next level, and to get the charter. So if this is important to you, you should take the time and actually study correctly, and stop trying to figure out your score. Have a good day.